security configuration, the security intelligence part, the intelligence part that we were looking at. So this is how these are QRadar screenshots. So how do we do security configuration monitoring? So we find devices with risky configuration settings. I am sorry, but the screenshot is not that clear. But that's all. That's what we do. We are finding gaps before the attackers find those gaps. Right? We have a continuous. These are marketing buzzwords. 360-degree visibility and monitoring. So in simple terms, we have a complete idea of what is happening, and it's not just information that is available right now. You can drill down deeper and deeper and find more information about what is happening, what has happened, what is happening, and what is probably going to happen, right? So we are leveraging knowledge of our network traffic and vulnerabilities. So because our Qflow engine is continuously on, we are able to see whether there are any ports open, whether any services are running on the machine, and if we are told that okay, this service was not supposed to be running. So for example, if Telnet port 22 was not supposed to be open on say an IP A.B.C.D, then I suddenly raise an offense. I say, look, my flow detector has seen that this particular port is open on this particular IP, which should not be the case. So please take a look into it, right? And when I present this offense, I also present the end user with options to actually dig down deeper, see what flows and what events led to this conclusion, right? So I'm able to do that drill down kind of stuff with this particular software, right? Slide 10. So anomaly detection. Again, I have a very flexible anomaly detection capabilities. I can identify discrepancies by rule, threshold, or deviation from normal range. What does that mean? So I'm not only going to look at current data, but QRadar has capability to look at past data and collate that information together to see whether something wrong is happening. So if you want to say that okay, I want to look at password, if I want to look at a dictionary attack. A dictionary attack is where you provide multiple passwords and try to somehow hack into a network. So if you have somebody's Gmail account and if you try to add various passwords, so there are engines which do that. You don't do it manually. So if that happens and then you see a successful login, so I can see that whole span of time. So if this attack is happening over 6 months, I am able to look at data from all 6 months and I'm able to find out that okay, look, this looks to be an APT and somebody has been trying to get into this account since long and now has been successful. So just take a look into this. It might be a genuine user, you never know, right? But at least I need to be told that there have been password attempts and rapid password attempts over the last 6 months. So this kind of anomaly detection, anomaly is something which is abnormal. So this kind of anomaly detection is possible with QRadar. So for example, this red box. So I have traffic from an IP address known to be in a country that does not have a remote access right. Right? I have some countries which are very strict about their remote access rights, and suddenly if I am seeing traffic from that particular country, I am able to show that as an offense. Now, how do I know that the IP address came from a country which does not have a remote access right? Because I integrate with IBM's Xforce data feed. I am being given information about which are the typical spam sites, which are the typical malware sites, which are the typical sites which originate in a country, which are rogue sites, so on and so forth. So I get all this information. I integrate that with the information that I see on the network, and I show you whether something is